Old Spice odor blocker body wash has 16 hours of BO blocking power! Sorry about that.
What is going on, world? The Hungarian experiment here, and a couple months back, in one of my day-to-day videos, I said this.
It sure smells good in here.
That's because this blocks BO! Sorry.
Alright, that's not what I actually said, so all jokes aside, this is the actual video. Now personally for myself, because I want to get the most optimal hormonal production out of my body, I try to use all natural products, or I won't even use products as much. Some days, if I'm not stinky, if I'm not smelly, I had a rest day and not much was going on, I don't use my body soap. It's full of a whole bunch of chemicals, a whole bunch of man-made products that must have an effect on our physiological process. Now amazingly, this one comment I said, even though it is true on what I do in my life, it created a lot of controversy and a lot of discussion in my comment section, which I am very proud of. I want to challenge your perspectives and your beliefs on life. Whether you're doing it correctly or not, I want to make you question what you do in your everyday life. So I decided what I said in that video was just not enough to explain myself, so I thought I'd do an explanation video for you guys. In this video, we are going to discuss how I believe you can optimize your hormone levels by avoiding body soap. Now, I want to relate this to my own personal experience. If you guys know me and you follow along my journey as the Hungarian experiment, then you know I'm a server at a restaurant. I see many of these young men and women who are starting there working at about 15 to 18 years old, and some of them are very affected by the sanitizers and the chemicals we use to wash our dishes. I've seen kids break out in red rashes all over their arms from a common chemical, from a common sanitizer that we have and we use every single day. Now, when I was younger, I would look at these kids and to myself, I would think, this kid must be a little bitch. I mean, his body can't even handle a common chemical. But now that I'm a little older and I've analyzed my life, I'm looking at it and saying, just because he's breaking out in rashes does not mean my body is not feeling some symptoms as well. This same chemical might be having a negative effect on my body, yet it's not showing. Why is he breaking out and it's such a problem for him, yet it's not for me? Has my body become sensitized to this? I don't want to be sensitized to chemicals. Now, as the Hungarian experiment, I will never tell you what to do. I just want to give you guys a different outlook and a different perspective on life, so you can question your own life and see if you are making the right decisions for yourself. I'm trying to find the fitness, nutrition, physique, as well as all the factors in life to help me optimize my hormones as much as possible. Optimizing my hormones will help me to keep my fat levels low and help put on muscle, while also keeping me mentally aware, physically up to date, as well as sexually active, socially active, mentally and physically active. Having a higher output of hormones is going to help every single aspect of your life. Now, your skin is the largest organ on your body. It is extremely porous. If you guys aren't aware, water or sweat pours out of your face. It pours out of your armpits and everywhere from your body. Your body has glands all over the place. Now, when you stand in the shower there or in the bathtub 2 to 3 times a day, and you're just lathering and coating yourself with this heavy laden chemicals, you're allowing all those chemicals to go into your body, which may negatively or positively have an effect on your hormones. Now, unfortunately, at this point in my life and my life situation, I would love to be able to research and get all a bunch of natural soap and natural as much as I can. But as you guys know, and what's just part of society at the moment, is that natural is just so much more than everything else. So as I said in that video there, if I am not overly stinky, if I'm having a rest day, then I'm just gonna shower off with water. That is my personal choice, and I wanted to tell you guys how I try to optimize my hormones as much as possible. And that's just one of the factors I remove from my life every once in a while to try to help improve my hormone levels. So the other day there, I stopped off at the store and I picked up 3 of the major brands of body soap, at least here in Canada. We got Old Spice, Irish Spring, and Zest. Let's just take a look at the ingredients that are in these body soaps. Alright, so when I went to the store there to pick up these body soaps, I did not look at what ingredients were in them. I just grabbed the 3 most popular brands and I left. Old Spice and Zest have pretty similar ingredients, so we will start off with an ingredient from Irish Spring. Tetrasodium EDTA. So tetrasodium EDTA is found in moisturizers, skincare and cleansing products, personal cleanliness products, bath soaps, shampoos and conditioners, hair dyes, and hair bleaches. And it is also cleared for use in packaged foods, vitamins, and baby food. This is a water-soluble ingredient used as a chelator, which means it binds to certain mineral ions to inactivate them. It helps to prevent the deterioration of cosmetic and personal care products by stopping the growth of mold and other microorganisms. It helps to maintain clarity, protect fragrance compounds, and prevent rancidity. So please excuse my pronunciation here, but tetrasodium EDTA is made from ethylene diamine formaldehyde, which is a known carcinogen to the National Cancer Institute. Tetrasodium EDTA is also made from sodium cyanide, which is made from toxic gas hydrogen cyanide. This ingredient is known to be a penetration enhancer, and not in the way you're thinking of. It breaks down the skin's protective barrier, making it easier for other potentially harmful ingredients in the formula to sink deeper into your tissues and perhaps even in your bloodstream. The Cosmetic Safety Database rates the hazard of this ingredient at a low 2, with a low overall health hazard. Yet we are still applying this all over our bodies every single day. Do we really want to be applying possibly dangerous chemicals onto our bodies that can be breaking down our skin's barrier, allowing other dangerous products to get into our system easier? Could this be part of the reason why children nowadays have weaker immune systems than the adults of my childhood? Could this be something that is negatively affecting your hormones? I don't know about you guys there, but personally for myself, I don't want to be putting something all over my body that I've been told is good and healthy for me, yet it could be breaking down my skin's protective barrier, allowing other things from the outside world to affect my hormones even more. Now let's move on to Zest and Old Spice. The ingredient that we're going to be touching on here, once again, excuse my pronunciation, but it is methylchlorothiazide, or MIT. MIT is used in numerous personal care products such as cosmetics, lotions, moisturizers, sanitary wipes, shampoos, sunscreens, and body soaps. It is proving to be a concern in the 21st century because of sensitization and allergic reactions, as well as cell and nerve damage. An in vitro study of the neurotoxicity of MIT in the Department of Neurobiology at the University of Pittsburgh found that short exposure, about 10 minutes, to concentrations of MIT from 4 to 12 parts per million were lethal to mature neurons in tissue culture. Let me say that one more time for you guys. Short exposure to concentrations of MIT from 4 to 12 parts per million were lethal to mature neurons in tissue culture. Now, the CFTA, the Cosmetic, Toiletry, and Fragrance Association, issued a response statement asserting that MIT is safe in cosmetic formulas. The response was, the abstract on MIT presented at the Cell Biology 2004 meeting of the American Society for Cell Biology lacks a credible scientific basis, suggesting that MIT could be a safety issue for consumers using personal care products. The experiments conducted with MIT on extracted rat nerve cells in laboratory containers do not remotely resemble the possible consumer exposure to this preservative. Clinical and functional effects on the nervous system have reportedly not been observed in relevant safety tests. Yet none of these safety tests have ever been published in peer-reviewed scientific literature. So that was back in 2004. Now, a decade later, rising reports of consumer impact led to new research, including a study released in 2014 by the European Commission Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety, which reported the dramatic rise in the rates of reported cases of contact allergy to MIT as detected by diagnostic patch test is unprecedented in Europe. The increase is primarily caused by increasing consumer exposure to MIT from cosmetic products, as well as exposures to MIT in household products, paints, and in the occupational setting. All this needs to be considered in your day-to-day life. Basically, what is currently happening right now is we either have conflicting data or data with insufficient studies stating that the chemicals in the concentrations of these products are safe for consumer health. Yet there is no consideration that several of these products will be used by consumers consistently day to day, which is upping the levels from the insufficient non-peer-reviewed studies to triple or even quadruple the exposure. Also, what are the standards for something being safe for consumer health? If it only slightly destroys your cells in your tissue culture, is it safe? If a product only causes noticeable symptoms, is it considered not safe? People. We are consumers. Right now, the people who are producing the things we consume and the people governing the rules that they follow, they believe it's okay to put things in our products that could have a serious effect on our health, just because it's in a parts per million that may not be toxic enough to show symptoms. We are being lied to on a daily basis. We are believing the things that we come in contact with in our day-to-day life are good for us because a bald-headed, muscular man is screaming about how powerful it's making him. Now, this is your life. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, as the Hodge twins say. And this is what I want to do. In the future, I would love to be able to have my own vegetable garden, have my own chicken coops, know where 60 to 90% of my food is coming, as well as the products I use in my house and out in the world. I want to get things as local and community sourced as possible, so I know who is making them and the procedures involved. But that is just me. That's what I want to see in this world, and that's what I want to come from this world. So take this information or leave it. It's totally up to you. But personally, from my research and experimentation, I have found that every single thing in this world is a factor in your life and can have an effect on your hormone levels. Just sitting here for an hour or two compared to standing up for an hour or two is going to have an effect on my hormones. Doing this for a week straight, laying down on the couch every single day for 6 hours compared to standing for 6 hours, I'm gonna have less of a hormonal output on my body. So in that same way, I'm willing to take some negatives on my life, like my pre-workout. After 17 to 19 hours of having absolutely no food and calories in my system, it is hard to get the energy and drive and the mentality to go to the gym after waking up for an hour. So I find for myself a non-caloric pre-workout like C4, it helps allow me to get the most effort I can out of the gym, which results in muscle growth. And this is why over these last 3 to 4 years, coinciding with intermittent fasting, I believe I've made the biggest change in my life ever. It's because I'm realizing what factors are affecting my hormones, and I am experimenting around with it and trying to find what has the most optimal result on my life and my lifestyle. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope it was a little informative for you and it gave you a little outlook on things that might affect your hormone levels and how to optimize your hormone levels by reducing the amount of factors in your life. If you have any questions or comments for me, make sure you go throw it down in the comment box and hit that like button. I am the Hungarian Experiment.